Rochester.
Thank you, Chairwoman Capito and Ranking Member Whitehouse. It's good to see you, Secretary Duffy. I want to, first of all, thank you for your responsiveness. When I've called or text, you've been very responsive, and I appreciated our conversation as well in preparation for today's hearing. I'm running back and forth between two committees, so I apologize, but the other committee was also focused on safety. Commerce Committee, we were talking about aviation safety. And so today, we all know how important safety is. And again, just want to thank you for taking the time. I want to focus for me on a couple of projects. You've probably heard a theme here from many of us that are important to Delaware. And I know when we talked, one of our conversations a few months ago was about the announcement of funding freezes, and you were very responsive at the time. And I shared with you recently that in Delaware, we have the Cape May Lewis Ferry system, which received a $20 million grant to replace an aging vessel with a hybrid ferry that is now on hold. This new hybrid ferry's engine would reduce fuel consumption by 35%. That's transformational. Over the past 60 years, the Cape May Lewis Ferry has been a stable provider for travel and tourism. The service transports approximately 775,000 passengers and 275,000 vehicles a year. Without modernizing without this funding for the modernization, this vessel, we would just be at risk. And so, Secretary Duffy, I wanted to talk to you about the certainty of these funds. Can I tell my constituents that this funding for the project is still confirmed?
Yes, so Senator, just yes, but when you say the money was, we froze money, we did not freeze any money at the department. There's obligated projects that money continued to go out on. These are, and by the way, I appreciate you've been very kind in our.
No, that's what I mean. You were responsive to call me back and tell me the money isn't.
Yeah, so these are announced projects that we need to we needed grant agreements on, and that's going to take some work. But I don't see any issue with the announcements, and that we should be able to do grant agreements. And I have to again prioritize for everybody has projects to the tune of 3,200 of them. But I'm trying to get through them as quickly as possible. But you can tell your constituents, the Secretary doesn't see any issue with these grant agreements that were announced, and he's going to try to work through them as quickly as possible.
Thank you, thank you. And I just request that our team continue to follow up with each other after the hearing.
Absolutely.
I'd like to bring another project to your attention, and that is the City of Wilmington was awarded a $17 million RAISE grant to build the appropriate infrastructure for vehicles, pedestrians, and bicycles along the riverfront in support of a larger riverfront development project. While monthly land use discussions have continued with the Federal Highway Administration, the grant agreement discussions have not yet resumed. So Secretary Duffy, if you can clarify, you said this isn't on hold, but is one of the challenges because it's multimodal transportation?
No, I appreciate the question, Senator, and this is one of the issues that this project is for the Wilmington RAISE grant. It was announced in 2021, but this is an old one.
Right.
And I've been there for 2 months, so I will commit to working with you and your team and our team to make sure we get the grant agreement written and get the project going. But the 2 months I've been there, I'm not the holdup. It's 3 years in the making to get us here, and I think it's fair to you to go, well, I don't care about the past 3 years. I care about what you're going to do for me today, and I'm going to work with you to deliver for you in this administration.
It's interesting. You're actually talking on my behalf, which you think I might be thinking. I'm just saying this is an important project to Delaware.
Yes.
I just want to confirm that it's part of a larger picture. It also includes flood mitigation and protection. And so just want to make sure that our teams can work together to make sure that the talks continue and that we get this implemented for Delaware. And you know, I see some folks in the audience who have the bikers, our bike rider shirts on, and I am also very much supportive of programs like the Safe Streets and Roads for All and the Neighborhood Access and Equity Program. These investments have helped, as I mentioned, safety. We think about the safety of cyclists as well as pedestrians, and so we hope that you will also focus on these grants and making sure that this money is not politicized. I know there was a memo that talked, an internal memo that talked about the different things that would be potentially, you know, on the chopping block. We hope that our cyclists, our pedestrians, as well as our those who are traveling are safe. Thank you, and I yield back.
Thank you, Senator.